Maybe this film has got me respect, which was something I was waiting for.
Give me an Arjit Singh song now, on loop. Give me a fun one.
What the usual, Tumi Ho Na, it's a usual heartbreak song, which I think everyone in their life has. It's the playlist of heartbreak, I feel. Let it out because unresolved feelings are the worst. So that's how I choose to deal with things. Heartbreak in any aspect is to go through it and feel whatever you're feeling and let it out. An artist has to have a full life, you know. They can't live just for the public eye. They have to do so much for themselves so that they're able to portray those characters and go through all of those emotions. I think I just loved like Shah Rukh Sir's movies this year. So I mean, it's like
I
a
can't put you
Female
in
Jawan.
Oh my god, that's
like how
cool.
Nayantara and Deepika were in those movies. I think super powerful and super sensitive at the same time. I auditioned for Ahana.
Did you?
Yeah,
How
I did.
did it go?
I did like a soft audition. Arjun was narrating it to sit and suddenly I show up in like my basketball shorts and a ganji and I'm like, come on guys, let's go play football. And Arjun was like, oh my god, she's exactly like Ahana. And I feel like I'll always be judgmental. I've gotten a lot better because first I couldn't even be in the room if someone was watching a video of mine. I'm open to everything right now. I think I'm so new and I'm so excited as an actor and as an audience. Like I just want to watch everything, I want to do everything. So I'm literally open to like everything.
Hi guys, this is Ankita. You are tuned to Bollywood Bubble, and today I think Ahana or Ananya, we have to thoda sa balance it out.
Split personality.
Split personality is going to tell us ki kahan kho gaye hum with success. How are you enjoying this? Please, let's get the cat out of the bag. You are fantastic in the film.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel? I mean, it hasn't come easy. I don't want to trace the route back to it, but good 5 years, so much work in between. And then comes this character which suddenly sweeps everyone off their feet and they finally see Ananya, the actor. How does that validation comes across?
I mean, you know, everyone's been talking about this and saying that, you know, like, oh, it's, finally after so long, but I'm just so happy with my journey because if none of those things had happened, I would not be the person that I am today. So I'm just grateful that it took its time. Everything happens at the right time. I'm a firm believer in that. So yeah, I think it all just worked out for the best. It was actually, she came to me when I was so ready and I was just in that headspace maybe to do that character. And yeah, it is gratifying. It feels good. The only way I'm trying to celebrate is to follow her rules by not, you know, being on social media as much and trying to switch off and spend time actually with my loved ones.
For me, I think जो Ahana के लिए सबसे ज़्यादा work किया was, I remember one of the first times I spoke to you about was your So Positive initiative. What technically you have been already propagating for years, somewhere became an identity to Ahana also. We all fall prey to this entire social media setup and उस lens से जब हम अपनी life देखते हैं. Will it be safe to say that Ananya has lived with Ahana for longer than we thought?
Yeah, because she always, like every character kind of feels like a part of you. She does feel like a part of me, and I used to feel before the film came out that it was very personal and only I am like Ahana and very protective of her. But then once the film came out, I realized how many people's story it is, like how many people felt represented and seen by, you know, that character. So I do feel like, yeah, like there was a part of me at that phase in my life that was very, very similar to Ahana, and that's what I meant by saying like it just happened at the right time when I was just in that headspace and I was ready. Maybe a few years after this, I wouldn't be able to relate to someone like Ahana, but it just happened at the right time. And here's a little tribute to her, Ahana, on my mug because Adarsh gifted me this mug for my birthday 2 years late. That's Ahana eating a burger.
Yeah,
a picture that he clicked, which he feels is truly in mine and Ahana's element. So I'm having my coffee from that.
When everyone says Ananya that जैसे हमने शुरू भी किया that this particular success is evolution of you as an actor and you know you're doing great and all, but does it also take away from the fact that there were years behind it as well? There were other projects which you said you're very proud of, but कहीं आपको भी ऐसा personally लगा कि maybe this was the project which was landing exactly the way it should have landed?
Honestly, I feel like every film in my journey so far has served its purpose. You know, with Student of the Year, like I got a lot of young people and children and kids, you know, who like, you know, loved the character and thought the film was super fun. And then with Pati Patni aur Wo, there's this different audience that's connected to it, and so on and so forth. With even Gehraiyan for that matter, like Dream Girl. So many films have served, you know, exactly what they had to, and they've done well for me. And I've always said that I've gotten a lot of love from the audience. And maybe this film has got me respect, which was something I was waiting for.
So, fun fact, in this Kho Gaye Hum Kahan, you have great crashed your ex birthday party. And heartbreaks are difficult. We all must have. Well, I'm not going to talk about mine. We are all at the receiving end of heartbreaks. But if I have to ask you, how do you process a heartbreak? If you have to tell the generation out there who has so hardly related with Ahana.
I think in this generation, we're fed with so many distractions and we're all told to move on and this is available, that is available, get on this app, do this thing, go here. I think what's important is to just deal with whatever you're feeling. Let it out, because unresolved feelings are the worst. So that's how I choose to deal with things. Heartbreak in any aspect is to go through it and feel whatever you're feeling and let it out.
What is the most kiddish thing in a heartbreak you would ever do? Like eat those tubs of ice cream or watch a zombie movie?
Yeah, that's not kiddish, no? That's normal only. Eat ice cream, listen to Arijit Singh, watch Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. The usual. Yeah.
Give me an Arijit Singh song now. On loop. Give me a fun one.
What the usual, Tumi Ho Na, it's a usual heartbreak song which I think everyone in their life has
like Ashiki ka Gana.
Yeah, that's just the playlist of heartbreak, I feel.
Ananya, as an individual and as an actor who's always in the public eye, do you also feel that heartbreaks stop any artist from fully investing in any relationship also? Because everything is so public to consume. Nothing private is left in that space.
No, I don't think it has stopped anyone. I think people have just learned from experiences and probably learned how to deal with something better the next time. Maybe if they felt like something has been too public, then the next time around they'd rather be more private about it. But I don't think it's stopped anyone, because an artist has to have a full life, you know. They can't live just for the public eye. They have to do so much for themselves so that they're able to portray those characters and go through all of those emotions, you know, to be able to play that on screen.
That's lovely. You have been like in Kho Gaye, while you were dealing with this heartbreak process, and your go-to, I would say, let out was take out your phone, click those pictures and give world the impression that, okay, I'm fine, everything is fine, I'm good. But on the contrary, you are not one of the most social media active people. It's once in a while we get to see a few drops here.
Suddenly you'll get like a burst of like 100 things.
Yeah. What do you think that, okay, in a larger perspective, when it's a time for somebody to actually put out their relationship official on social media? As I said, it's a public figure, everyone is consuming every bit. If I have to ask you, when is the time you think it's right or not?
I think whenever the two people in the relationship feel comfortable about it. I don't think there's a formula that works for everyone. At the end of the day, even actors in their relationships, they're getting to know someone and they're figuring something out, and they want to keep something for themselves and private and without the judgment of a third opinion or someone else commenting on it. So I think it actually just is like works for whatever works for you. I think that's the best way to go about it.
Guys, listen up, pro tips are coming. So please focus. This is
not like pro at all.
At least from the cinema perspective, pro tips are coming.
Listen to Ahana, not me.
Well, hard relate. Changing that, do you still audition for parts?
I auditioned for Ahana.
Did you?
Yeah,
How did you go?
I did like a soft audition.
What is that?
Which basically, because Arjun was coming to Goa to narrate the film to Sid, and Sid had told me, you know, the story of the film and this is what it's about. And I was like, I also want to be a part of this film, but I didn't know how to get into it, you know. So Arjun was narrating it to Sid, and suddenly I show up in like my basketball shorts and a ganji, and I'm like, come on guys, let's go play football. And Arjun was like, oh my god, she's exactly like Ahana. And then he was like, why don't you audition for the film? And also I was like, yes, sure. And then I auditioned for it.
Wow. Now that's one cool story.
Yeah.
Do you like the work you do when you see your work on screen? Do you like what you see now? Or were you always as judgmental, or are you still judgmental?
I'm still judgmental, and I feel like I'll always be judgmental. I've gotten a lot better, because first I couldn't even be in the room if someone was watching a video of mine.
Why?
I'd have to leave because I'd just get really awkward and uncomfortable. I'd hate everything I did. I'm looking bad, I'm saying something weirdly. I would just be very critical of what I was doing. But now I think I am fine. The first time I'm watching something, I'm a little like, oh my god, I could have done it so much better. But I feel like every actor always feels like that.
Is it still the need that एक बारी एक project या एक product बाहर आ जाता है and you still feel whenever you're watching, when you're okay watching, I could have done this better?
Yeah, you know, I feel like that the next day only, because you always feel like you can do better, honestly.
For the longest time, Ananya, एक चीज़ जो मुझे कभी सही नहीं लगी आपकी career के trajectory में, personally as somebody who was seeing from outside, that you're pretty, you're young, you're vivacious, you're out there, your characters maybe which you have played were always this full of life, fun, glam. Did that become too big a trapping also somewhere? Because I feel even the parts which were coming to you were almost in the same spiral.
Mm.
It took us this one beautiful gem of a film to figure out that, hey, we have this girl out there who's willing to do something so different.
Honestly, I feel like it's just by virtue of what people see. You know, it's like if you're getting offered similar parts and you're stuck in a zone, then people will only see you as that. I think it takes someone to just like pull you out of that, put you in a different light, and then everyone's like, oh, actually, then this is also, you know, fine, and this also can happen and stuff. So I think it's just it's just about one person, I think, believing in you and that changing thing.
Who's that one person in you in today's time who can actually come up to you and tell you that, Ananya, you know what? You can do this particular thing far better. If you are so self-critical of yourself, who's that one person who's a sounding board?
I have a lot of people, like starting with my directors on set. Like I need to, you know, make sure that like I'm fully a director's actor. Like anything they say, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do that. And I think my family, my friends, I like they're all my team, everyone's very honest about what they feel, like a little too honest sometimes.
Has there been anyone from your team who has told you, Ananya, we didn't like you in this particular project?
No, I remember the sergeant, he does my hair. So I was doing some dance and all, and I thought I'm killing it. And he used to come up to me and he's like, you have no energy, like what are you doing? What are these expressions? And I was like, yeah, you're right. And then he really helped me to like just like pick up the slack after.
That's pretty.
No, they're very hardcore, my team.
Kafi hard related.
Yeah.
Where you see yourself now, Nanya, considering today we are sitting and we are celebrating this beautiful journey of yours, what is this next Ananya we are looking at? Because I think the student has passed with flying colors. So I think we need to go to the next stage and not get stuck in only the student mode. What is Ananya the actor seeking out now?
Being a student only and just learning as much as possible and just learning from every experience, not putting myself in a box and, you know, just trying to do something different. And I don't know what different is, but just something where I also don't recognize myself. I just want to like lose myself in this process.
Something like a Bansali's world?
Yes, hopefully.
But okay, fun fact again. Is there a world you're actually trying to go into? Is there a character, a space, maybe grey or, you know, a hardcore, something negative of sorts? What's your palette?
I'm open to everything right now. I think I'm so new and I'm so excited as an actor and as an audience. Like I just want to watch everything. I want to do everything. So I'm literally open to like everything.
Give me one top priority, one genre you really want to dive in if you get a chance next day.
I think playing like a real life character. So I think like a biopic, but like in a way where I get to learn a new skill. Like a sports skill or a singing or a dance, something. I don't know why this is stuck in my head, but this is like what I want to do.
Guys, Manifestation 101. Yes. It's a biopic for Ananya next. Whoever is considering, please make notes.
Yes, please.
I remember when Gahraiyan came, and from Gahraiyan to Kho Gaye Hum Kahan, there was this huge sea of change I saw in you, not just as an actor, but as a social media person, as a person who deals with paparazzi in media. Suddenly, I just see this grown-up girl who's... I remember seeing this Ananya for her first interview for Student of the Year, who was this big smile, hi guys. But one thing which hasn't changed, while I say all these adjectives, you're still that. What keeps that intact? Like the joy, the childlike innocence?
I think just in not a self-obsessed way, but just trying to love myself for what I am and not changing for anything, you know. Just being myself, and that I get that confidence from the people around me, you know, because they love me for who I am. But also, if I've let some young people get some confidence by being myself, I think that really motivates me to continue being the way I am.
Has this confidence also come to a point where you are confident enough to say no to content?
I think so. Because I had major FOMO when it came to that also. I didn't want to let any script go. I was like,
yeah. Like, I'm not very comfortable telling
I'm not
people.
good at saying no at all. I think I've gotten a lot better because I heard somewhere that it's your no's more than your yeses that define your, you know, career and what you do.
Does the guilt still stays with you?
It does. But I always feel like a film, it always ends up in the right person's hand. Like it goes through everything, but whoever's meant to play a character, it always happens.
What's that one character you are looking forward to play in a fictional space? There's so many films coming, or maybe the character which has gone by in the last year. Something which stayed with you, something you know that if you could get a space to explore.
I mean, I think I just loved like Shah Rukh Khan's movies this year. So I mean, it's like
I can't put you in
Female Jawan.
Oh my God, that's
like how Nayanthara and Deepika were in those movies. I think super powerful and super sensitive at the same time. So
I think you would look good in action. like kicking some butt.
Too many manifestations happening in this interview.
Listen, we are going to just name it only the manifestation. So we have a biopic and we have some kicking the butt action.
Yeah.
Give me a co-star you would like to actually pull the punches with.
Too
with
many,
this. No, just in this action film because you have given SRK. मैं SRK से ऊपर top नहीं कर सकती.
हाँ तो SRK now we've manifested it. Now let's just keep manifesting it.
Well, if SRK,
the manifestations are getting like tougher and tougher.
But lastly, Ananya, I know this might not be the best suited question for this scenario, but then there's this beautiful piece we all came across a couple of days back where we were talking about how it's very difficult or very rare to find actors in today's time to sit for a heart-to-heart conversations. You're one of the very few people who are willing to talk and talk the way it is. You have never shied away from giving interviews, and I know it for a fact and I can say this on camera. You have good relationship with all the journalists out there. You know them, it's very rare you know them by their first names. Do you think that we have changed as a scenario when we deal with this media/actor relationship?
Again, I think it's similar to social media and it's what you take of it. It's about how you want to, put yourself out there, and I choose to just stay the same in all aspects of my life. So the way I conduct myself in interviews or my interactions with journalists, I talk to you like I would speak to my friends or someone I was with on set, and I forget there's a camera half the time and I just say anything. So, but I like being like that. I don't want to get too like conscious or caught up or anything.
I can vouch for that because this is how exactly she will speak to me a minute later when I'll switch off the
and
camera.
And I love talking. Like I just love talking about how I feel. I think it's my favorite thing in the world, is just talking. Yeah, I can talk to the walls. I can just like keep talking.
I wish there is someday one interview where actually not end up laughing in Ananya's conversation. So we'll wait for that one. But wishing you so much success for the next couple of ventures. You have some beautiful stuff lined up from Call Me Babe, the Vikramaditya Motwane project. I mean, some really exciting things are cooking up, and I hope by the time I meet her next, the manifestations are also coming
true. Yes. Thank you.
Female Jawan. We are marking that.
Yes.
But thank you so much, Ananya.
Thank you.
And I hope you always choose us to celebrate your wins. That's also very special.
Thank you.
Because we all just write about it, speak about it, but it takes, I think, a big heart to come out and
I feel like everyone's a part of my journey as well. Like whenever I speak to you guys, I've been talking to you all for like 5 years now. I feel like everyone's a part of it.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ananya Panday. You're watching me on Bollywood Bubble.